Well, it's the first World Cup that's ever been held in Africa, and I think one of the African nations. I mean, Ivory Coast get a lot of backers, I would think, but the other one that I'm going to go for as a dark horse is Ghana. I think they've got some excellent players. They've got a good pedigree. I hope they don't meet England in the second round, because that's a possibility. They're in a tough group with Germany and Serbia, but I think they'll get through. And I think an African nation is going to surprise us at this tournament. I'm going to go for them.
Well, I'd say Argentina. Dark horse might seem a little bit odd because obviously they've won it twice, but I just think with Maradona in charge, they scraped through. But if you look at the players they've got, I mean, they've got Tevez, they've got Messi, they've got some great players there that, you know, that have really got pedigree and potential. It just depends on whether Maradona can get his head right and pick the right team. But I think if they get it together, they'll be a really difficult team for teams to come up against Argentina.
You would look at one of the African teams, you would look at the Ivory Coast or somewhere like that, because they've got good players. Sven's in charge now there, you know, I mean, he might have learned from what he did wrong with England, you never know. But I think, you know, one of the African teams I would pick as a kind of one of the outsiders.
Or the Ivory
I think Ivory Coast would be the one.
We look for Serbia. I think no one will like playing Serbia. Ghana, very, very good young players coming through. They won the World Under-20s at the tail end of the autumn. They've got really good players. They've always had wonderful flair. Now I think they've got more discipline as well coming through. I think Ghana will be a difficult team, for example, for England to meet in the second round. We're coming to the end of a gruelling season at club level, Premier League level, Champions League level. Really, really gruelling season. And there are other countries I think that will be fresher.
To be honest, I don't think an outsider. I mean, an outsider might quarter-finals. I think the big teams, when it comes to semi-final, closer to the end of the tournament, I think it'll only be the big teams that are left in it.
You can never write off Germany. No one at all has mentioned Germany. And one thing that's big, it's in Africa, so people are thinking it's outside Europe, but it's not in South America, it's not in Asia, it's not in a hot climate. It's going to be in a European climate, so teams like Germany, like the Dutch, like I say, they're going to have a shout as well. If you were saying dark horses, I would look at someone like Ivory Coast. I know it's a long shot, but there will be a groundswell of support for them just because it's on the African continent. They have got one or two great players. It is a long shot, but Ivory Coast could go a very long way.